Okay, let me say this. I'm glad to be back for, this second edition of this interview. Thankful that you guys have me here. Thankful that we're all here. I mean, in the world that we're living in today, ladies and gentlemen, we could all be wiped out from this deadly virus. And let me tell you guys something. I used to think that just a week or two ago, I was like, this is bullshit. This is going to just pass over. Until today, one of my dear friends and my mentor in radio, Mr. Donafay Collins, died from the coronavirus. And that's when you know it hits home, when someone that is that close to you, reality really hits you. So I'm the biggest complainer of being stuck in the house and not being able to do anything, because if anyone that knows Rude Boy, you all know that every night I'm out doing something. I'm either at a concert, I'm either at a sporting event, I'm either at the movies, or I'm at my studio doing Cruisin The Barrio. And now all of that's been taken away from us, from me. And I can only speak for me personally that I was the biggest crybaby for the last week or so. And that's going to change, man, because you know what? This is real. This is real. And if we don't get this under control, it's going to kill a lot of people. And, I know a lot of us, we're fit and we feel strong and all of that good stuff. But, man, look, why take the chance? And for myself, being an open heart surgery patient who died on the table twice, who also has hypertension, who also has diabetes, who also has heart disease, I'm at the forefront of one of those people that would die from this. And I'm not trying to go anywhere anytime soon. I got a lot of work to do with my boys over at, 2 times Hoops over there.
Yeah. So, with Cruisin The Barrio, I guess I have a question with, what's a couple parts to this question. What is your dream car or dream ride? Car, truck, SUV, whatever. And what was your first vehicle you ever bought that was yours?
Man, the first vehicle I had, I didn't buy it, man. This girl I was dating bought it for me, believe it or not. I swear to God. And it was a Ford Escort, and it was badass, man. I had a bra on the front, with the lights all covered up, and man, it was a bad little ride. And let me tell you something, man. That thing was great on gas, and that was a nice ride, man. And my dream car, I actually bought my dream car, and it was a 1977 Coupe de Ville, Cadillac Coupe de Ville, man. I bought it. I was like, when I got my video game money, I was like, I'm doing something for me, and I bought it.
Cool.
And unfortunately, I don't have it anymore. I miss it though, but I had a lot of good memories in that ride.
Okay. What kind of car do you have now?
Oh, right now I have 3. I have a Impala, Chevy Impala, and I have a Suzuki Sidekick, old school Suzuki Sidekick, but it's not really running right now. And I got just a regular old, Ford F-150. Nothing fancy. I don't have nothing fancy these days. Especially because my eyesight has been pretty bad, so my driving hasn't been really good lately. So, really there's no need for me to have all this, but, you never know. I'm not saying that I'm never going to drive again, but and I often do drive, but sometimes when the glare of the light is too much, when I can't see the fucking stop signs or the traffic lights, and that could cause a big problem.
Okay, so you can drive during the daytime, so it's just the nighttime driving.
Right. There you go.
Yeah.
My nighttime driving is limited. Thank God for Uber, especially when I'm drunk at the studio coming home.
Do y'all not have them scooters in Detroit? Lime and whatever. You know what I'm talking about?
What, you said the scooters?
Yeah, they have.
What the fuck you think I'm a hipster, motherfucker? Shit. You have a fucking scooter. You know, I ain't got one of them big ass long beards and shit, bro. Hell, man, I'm a fucking vato from the neighborhood, man. How can you take a chick on a scooter?
Okay, you have a beach cruiser then. That's what they're called. Them bikes. Oh, those were so dope. I seen them in Florida. The fucking beach cruiser bikes with the big wheels and the like.
No, bro, we don't have those here.
You know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about. I've seen them a lot down in Florida. Yes.
Yeah.
I've seen them a lot in Venice Beach too. Like years ago.
Man, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Speaking of cataracts, now that weed is legal in the D, do you?
It is. Yes, I do. And let me tell you this. I didn't start smoking. This is a true story, guys. I didn't start smoking until a month after I had open heart surgery. I started getting addicted to these painkillers, these opioids, because they got to saw open your sternum to get to your heart. And I was getting addicted to them where I'd take, a bunch of Vicodin and drink a 40 and be blew out. And Carlito was like, man, stop that shit, man. You're killing yourself. And he was like, look, take one of these edibles. So he gave me an edible, and I was like, wow, that feels good, man. And I'm in control. I'm not loopy and shit, And then he was like, look, man, try to smoke a little bit of herb, man, and your pain will go away. And so I was like, man, I swear to you guys, man, I'm into my fucking 40s and never smoked weed ever until I had open heart surgery. Next thing you know, man, I was like, okay, so I did it. And I was like, man, this is cool for me, man. I dig this. I do. And now that, my pain has subsided, it'll never go away. My doctors already told me that I will live with this chronic pain in my chest. And however, but it eases the pain, man. And I'm a big advocate of marijuana. I used to be like, whatever, I don't care, man, if they pass the law or not. But damn it, man, for someone like me who needs that and didn't want to continue to take opioids and stuff, man, that, man, in a sense, it saved my life, man. And I mean that, because I was heading down a wrong path with the way I was taking these. And the doctor that I had at the time, he was prescribing me 90 fucking Vicodins every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks, think of that. Wow. 90, bro. So it was funny too, because the last time I seen this doctor, he did a blood test on me, and he was like, whoa, your THC levels are really high, man. You're gonna have to, get off of that, or I'm gonna have to, stop prescribing you these Vicodins. And I was like, bro, I don't want them no more. I was like, I'm good with that. And he was like, well, you should really take it at a pace. Because, see, those doctors get paid for that, So he was like, man, he really wanted me to continue to take these opioids and not fuck with marijuana. And that's when I was like, I'm done with this guy. I'm done with him, And from that time on, man, I've been a strong advocate of marijuana. It helps a lot of people in so many ways. I even take the lotions and rub them on my chest and my hips, because at some point I'm going to need a hip replacement. But I've used this oils on my hips, man, and I feel like $1 million, man. I really do.
That's pretty cool. I always wondered how exactly the THC lotions work, the salves or whatever, because it doesn't make sense to me. But maybe I'll look.
Me neither. Me neither, bro. I swear to you, bro. I'm like, how does this work? But it's working. So it's like one of those things. It's like magnets, How do they work?
My muscles are high. No. I gotta ask this weed question though with you.
Sure.
Before, because I know I want to go back and forth with Crimson. out of, you don't have, I mean, I guess this is two in one. What's your favorite strain if you have one? And are you more into edibles or the actual herb?
Well, let me say this. I don't really know the strains. I'm not really into that much. I don't really know. But Carlito brought me some, because Carlito works at the dispensary here in Detroit, Corktown Collective. And believe it or not, he's a DJ inside the actual dispensary. They have a DJ, and he's the DJ. And so he brought me some edibles the other day from Corktown Collectives in Detroit. And let me tell you guys something, man. It was these gummy bears, and I was eating them, and I didn't realize how many I was eating. And man, next thing you know, man, I was paralyzed. My body wouldn't move, but my mind was moving. I was like, oh shit, this is fucking scary, man. And then I'm trying to, I'm looking at the remote, and I can't seem to make my hands grab the remote so I could change the TV, and it's stuck on some coronavirus shit, so I started freaking myself out. It was a bad Sunday night for me, man.
Oh my God.
It was bad. But it was fun, though.
Everybody that just heard that knows you're on, like, those gummy bears, you're only supposed to eat like half of one, and Rude Boy.
Yes!
He just,
John, I was eating them like I was at the movie theater, just popping them. Like,
oh my God,
like I had jujubes in my mouth or something, man.
Wow. Oh my God, that's like, I think that the most messed up I've ever been on weed. It was an edible. I don't even know. It was super strong, and I like, just like you, I didn't know you were eat part of these things. And
the other night on Cruisin The Barrio, one of our co-hosts, Southwest Drew, my brother Andrew, he never smokes weed, ever, and he has this back pain. And I had some edibles, and I was like, hey man, you want to try one of these edibles? And he was like, yeah, I'll try it. And so I was like, all right, well, just go ahead and help yourself, but be careful. So I went to the bathroom, I came out, man, and he ate like 2 of those. And I was like, oh shit. So if you go back, and this is a true story, if you go back right now and listen to last week's Cruisin The Barrio, he's fucked up from the beginning of the show. You can't even talk, man. It's so crazy.
Oh my
it's
God.
crazy. Yeah, you gotta be careful on those things, man.
Yeah,
I don't think they'll kill you, but I know that they'll incapacitate you.
Yeah. No, because I'm sorry, I'm like laughing because I'm having flashbacks.
Oh, me too.
Like, I'm sorry. No, I was like, I ate it, and I was like really messed up. And it was, you get like, on some of the things, you can get so messed up. You're just like, I'm gonna go to sleep. I'll be cool when I wake up. I was like, all right, so I go to sleep. I wake up. I am still messed up, as messed up as I was the night before. And it was like, oh my God, I'm gonna be stuck like this forever. And like, no. And it wouldn't go away.
No, John, I'm laughing because I just went through that same thing a couple weeks ago, man. I was like, God, is my mind and my body stuck like this? Oh shit.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm done. Talking, but okay. Back to you, Crimson.
Well, since the world's changed since the first part of the interview we've done, what are things that you've been doing at home to pass your time, since we're all kind of, supposed to socially distance ourselves from others?
Man, my brother Crimson, man, I've been going fucking bananas at home. Like I can't, and I know that it's good for the world, but it's not good for Rudy Hill. Not living to me is dying, and that's how I feel a lot. And to be honest with you, like the last few days, man, I've been going through some depression, man. Where I'm like, what the fuck, man? I'm going stir crazy. There's only so many times that you could throw out trash and sweep the floor, and there's only so much of that, and you know, there's only so much that you could watch on YouTube before you go nuts. And you know, I'm just like, man, I just want this to pass over so bad. However, I am a true believer in God. I am a true believer in Allah. I am a true believer in a higher power. And I believe that God has struck in the world saying, everybody's going to fucking slow down now. Everybody's going to stop. You guys are all bickering over this bullshit, politics, and this and that. I'm going to do something that's going to slow you all down. And remember, at the beginning of this virus, this didn't even fuck with kids. And that was God saying the kids didn't do shit. They didn't do shit. Now I'm going to slow all you motherfuckers down. And I believe that in my heart. So I'm like, you know what, man, I think it's a way where now people are forced to sit down together in the house together. If you live with someone, your loved ones, your girlfriends, your wives, or whatever, you're forced to sit down together and have conversation. You're forced to eat dinner together. You know, little things that everyone took for granted. But for me, as far as my life has changed, it's changed dramatically. Because again, I was a guy who was never fucking home, ever, never. And for me, it's like, I feel like, and I mean this, I feel like I'm in a prison. But I'm in a prison where I have the freedom to go in and eat what I want and change the TV when I want and stuff like that. However, it's nothing fun for me, you know, and I mean that, you know, like, I can't wait for this to pass. I can't wait to start putting wrestling shows together. I can't wait to do Cruisin The Barrio. I can't wait for all of that good stuff. Because this is driving me mad. It really is, you know.
Yeah, understandable. Yeah, see, my family, my wife tries to keep us, it used to be 5 nights a week we'd have dinner together at the table and, you know, talk about our daily stuff. You know, we have 3 boys. They're a little bit older now, but we still go, with us working, 2 of our boys work with us some nights, and we'll have dinner with them. So it's 4 out of the 5 will have dinner. But we still try to do one dinner a week where it's all of us. You know, it's like, hey, you know, we all at least see each other. You know, growing up, my biggest thing was, you know, my family used to always go to church on Sunday, and then we'd go to my great-grandmother's great-great-grandmother's house. She had a farm with a big field, and we'd have a big dinner after church. You know, that's what we did all the time. And, you know,
God, I love hearing that, man.
Yeah, my cousin now, he has a car repair shop, and I have like 5 vehicles. You know, they're older, they're all paid for, they're all mine, but they always need something worked on. And I clean his house for him now. He works on my vehicles. And I'm like, man, I miss, like, you know, the old days, because his garage is on my great-grandmother's property where he works on people's vehicles. I'm like, man, we used to come here every weekend. You know, we would, you know, like, you know, just hang out, and, you know, things were simpler then. You know, it was, right.
Doug, it's just weird you realize the things you took for granted.
Yeah, exactly. And now,
you know,
like, you know, I have a senior in high school this year, and the bad thing with this is, he's probably not going to.
That sucks, man.
You know,
that fucking sucks. I hate hearing that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be a virtual thing, if they're going to do it later in the year, but, you know, it's just like, man, it sucks. Like, you know, all the
one of the products. Yeah, you know, like that's a big accomplishment, you know. And one of the proudest moments is me being a father, is seeing my kids walk across that stage, man. It's, you know, and every parent should be able to enjoy that, man. That's a true story, man.
Yeah, I mean, at least we're alive. For now, we're all healthy, so that's one good thing. So, you know, I mean, it could be worse, you know, but for now, we're doing all right. So hopefully we'll, you know, we'll all come through this, and, you know, maybe we'll get to see him graduate from college, and, you know.
There you go.
You know, it's like,
oh yeah, you will, man.
Something to look forward to. You know, that's the thing. Like, we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, but, you know, hope this ain't the end for him or us. It's just a little road bump.
Man, hey, you know, Crimson, you you speak that into existence, man, that, hey, you are going to see him cross that stage in college, man, and believe it, and it'll happen. It'll definitely happen, man. You just got to believe that shit, man. You got to put it in your heart and say, this is what the fuck is going to happen in my future. This is, and I've lived my life like that. You know, there's a book called The Secret, and, you know, it's the laws of attraction. If you fucking see it, you speak it in existence, and you believe it, it will come true. And I live my life by that. You know, I really do. I swear to you, everything I've ever dreamed of in my life was because of The Secret. You fucking do it. Just do it. You know, and I believe that your son is going to make that, and I believe it in my heart, you know?
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I believe it too. I mean, he doesn't know what he wants to do yet, but he wants to go something in computers, and I'm like, well, you know, you're pretty good at it, so I don't even know if you need a degree, but that's what you feel you need to do. Go to college, man, and, you know, hopefully.
Those degrees are not a bad thing, brother.
Yeah, like, it's a different time.
They're good to have.
Yeah, I never got a degree, but I was one of a few people in a couple offices I've been in that didn't have a degree, and they're like, prerequisite for this job is a degree. And I'm like, but I know what I'm doing, you know, and it's like, not everybody can go in and get a job without a degree, you know. So that's what I told him.
True.
Like,
it's true.
And unless you're the shit, which not many people are. I'm not saying I'm the shit. I just knew enough in that field to get in, you know. And
right.
And I said, we're each a different person. I'm like, you don't have some of my talents, and I don't have some of your talents. I said, he's not as aggressive as me, like in a work environment. You know, and that's kind of.
Well, you just got to be encouraging, man. You know, that's all. Continue to be encouraging, and you know, it'll help. It'll happen. It'll work out. You know, the course will go on its own. But you just, you know, you as a father, you just got to be encouraging and saying, hey, you know, whatever the fuck you want to do, man. If you want to get that degree, then get that degree. Like I told every one of my kids, if it's in your heart to wash dishes, as long as you love it and as long as it's not a job to you, then go for it. When it becomes hell and it becomes a job that you despise, then get the fuck out of it right away. Get away from it. And that's anything in life. You know, my daughter had a scholarship for college, and she went for a year, and she was like, this ain't for me, man. This is not for me. And then so she went on to nursing school, and now she's, you know, unfortunately she's dealing with this viruses stuff, and, you know, she's on the forefront of all that stuff, but thank God she's okay. But nevertheless, she loves her job. She loves doing what she does, even though it's a scary time for her, you know. But, you know, as long as you're encouraging to your kids to say, hey, do what you got to do, then they'll be fine, man. I believe that.
Thanks. Yeah, I believe he'll do good too. Just, it's a little scary that he's this old, not knowing what he wants to do. He has a broad area, he hasn't tightened it down yet, but hopefully he will.
Well, you know, sometimes it takes people later in life.